What's up? Oh my goodness. Happy Thursday. Happy Earth Day as the recording of this broadcast. It is 333. Ooh, yes, angel numbers coming through. What a good time. What is going on in your life? I want to know all the goodness, all the things. Honey. Let's do this. So today we're going to talk a little bit about the fear framework and like what programs, what values, what systems are we like working with mentally that is like holding on to fear that we can release so we can like actually live a bubbly life, right? So if you're now like just meeting me or you're just hearing or tuning into anything that I've ever done, hello. Nice to meet you. I'm so glad we are connected. I am Tiara, aka T, and I love to live a life that is bubbly. Yes. What does a bubbly life mean? A bubbly life means that you are living a life that is in alignment with your purpose, with your belief structure, with your values. You are living a joyful and fun, fulfilling life because you are doing the things that you love doing. You are living in abundance. You are living in joy. You are living a bubbly life. Yes. I love to like talk about ways that we can connect what our current reality is to what the desired, our ideal life looks like. When we start having that vision of where we want to go, once we get that clarity of like, all right, this is the life that I want to live. When we make these decisions that this is not only the life I want to live and no longer be like a wishful thinking thing, but we make the decision that this is the life I'm going to live, not just want to live, but going to live, then we can start bridging that gap. We can start taking the baby steps to making these things happen. Yes. Right. So I love helping each other, like helping us bridge these gaps and make these big changes. And it's so amazing and so wonderful. So if you're not familiar with this podcast broadcast, conversations to help you live a bubbly life. We air live on Facebook on the A Bubbly Life business page. We air live on the A Bubbly Life YouTube channel, and the audio is also taken for the All right. It looks like we're back. That was interesting, but now I know how and why and what happens there. It looks like we had to switch over interwebs for a second there, but that's okay. It is all well and good in the neighborhood. Yes, yes, I hope so. All right. So as we were saying. And I will make a note for those of you guys that are on the podcast to go ahead and fast forward to like 5.5 minutes in. All right. Anyways. So the fear framework, right? What are these things that we are putting on ourselves that are holding us back? So one of the things that kind of came up for me today was like, there's a lot of times that we do different actions based off of a fear and a lack of a trust in ourselves. For example, let's talk about like relationships. We maintain relationships or the status quo in relationships, or we don't set boundaries in our relationships because we're afraid of how that other person will perceive us, how that other person will choose whether or not they want to hang out with us. There's so many different things around how we like interact in relationships based on fear. Have you ever thought of that? Have you ever realized like or thought about how do you interact with other people, and does it correlate to, are you afraid that they're going to no longer be your friend or significant other or whatever if you actually stand up for yourself, if you actually set the boundaries that are healthy for yourself, if you actually express what you truly wish to experience in your life? Yes. So how do we like let these things go? Well, first we have to learn to trust in ourselves, trusting in who we are and our innate like amazingness. Yeah. Let's thinking about in the job arena for a second here. So like the society tells us that in order to be successful, we need a proper like 9-to-5 job. And society, I believe, is moving away from that particular like idea and thought process. But it's still heavily ingrained in a lot of people that you go to school, you go to college, you get a degree, you might get like an advanced degree, you might get a PhD, honey. You might do all of these things in order to be able to get a particular kind of job that will provide a particular amount of stability for your life. Now, are like jobs like doctors, lawyers, all these things, are they viable jobs? Hell fucking yeah. But are they jobs for everyone? I would say no. Not everyone's meant to be a doctor. Not everyone has good bedside manner. Not everyone's meant to be a lawyer. Not everybody wants to like argue or whatever. Like these are my mindsets of like what a lawyer actually does. I don't know. I know that I did like a pop-up lawyer thing when I was in high school, and I was like, this is awful. I don't want to do this job ever. And I did at one point think I was going to be a lawyer. So I think that's kind of funny. It's like, I like to argue with people like my mom, but not like other humans. Because I'm afraid of not being liked, right? But I understand that, and I had this awareness about myself, and then I realized that if I don't speak my authentic truth, and if I, have fear around what somebody else is going to perceive of me, and so therefore I'm not being who I really am, like nobody's winning. That person is getting a lie based off of like, me acting a particular way that I think that they are going to better, like, I don't know, understand and connect with. And I am living a lie. So therefore I am not like the best form of myself, and I am not the highest form of myself. Right. So I'm encouraging us all to just like let go of this fear bullshit where like, oh my gosh, this person's not going to like me and I'm who I'm supposed to be. Guess what? You know what? If that person doesn't like you, they're not meant for you. Okay. And I understand it's easier said than done, but being aware of when our behavior, these like triggering behaviors are happening is the first step. And then it's putting it into practice to say, okay, whoops, I noticed that. I've fell into this, the habit. It's just a habit, and we're not going to give it a good or a bad or whatever. Is it an expansive habit, or is it a contracting habit? Is it a habit that makes us feel open and free and like stepping out into the world? Or is it a habit that's making us feel judgmental and closed off or whatever? Like, how does it make us feel? Our feelings tell us so much. And so often I believe that the world is like, we're taught, oh, like, you're too sensitive or this or that and the other. But you know what? Understanding your emotions is a superpower. And like being in touch with your emotions and how things feel, and rather than like roboting our way through life because XYZ person told us to do like X, Y, and Z, that is a more fulfilling way to live. And I am all about helping us find a more fulfilling way to live. How do we live more in our purpose? How do we have the expansive life that we are desiring? And that is letting go of the fear, letting go of, I have to get this XYZ career because it gives me this ability, because that's what I was taught as a child. And rather than believing in myself to do whatever career that it is, whether it's being an entrepreneur, whether it's being an artist, whether it's being something that typically isn't that stable, but it's truly like what our spirit is calling us to do, and going for it. Just going for it and trusting in ourselves that we will be okay. Trusting in ourselves and that we will be okay. I know that I am always okay. And this is kind of like a money mantra for me, as I go through and I understand my relationship with money, I realize I am always okay, whether it is paying cash or putting something on a credit card or whatever. At the end of the day, I am always okay. And knowing that, like, it gives me such a sense of like calm. Is it the way that I might like want it to be, or is it the way that I envisioned myself like living? Not in the moment, but understanding that I'm okay and giving gratitude for the being okay, that creates a more expansive feeling in my body. And it's calling in more of that faith, more of that trust, more in the belief of myself, and like the growth that is inevitable. When you trust yourself enough to say, like, it is inevitable that I am going to achieve whatever goal you set for it. It might not be in a month, it might not be in a year, but you know what? The journey is going to be great. The journey is going to teach me so many things. And the lessons that I learn on this journey, it's going to impact like what the ending is. Like, it's going to teach me something that I might be able to teach someone else, whether it be children, whether it be clients, whether it be, family members. Maybe you're just teaching yourself. You're learning how to self-master. Yes? How much power comes in self-mastery? So much power. So much power in understanding self and being okay with self. I am always okay. I am always brilliant. I am always bubbly. Hey. Nothing wrong with little bubbles, right? I love it. Whether it's alcohol or not, bubbles are fun. I don't care. And that's what I love about it, right? So, where is this fear coming from? Is it coming from, family and this belief structure that we have been raised with? And is this fear even something that you want to co-create with? Is this fear something that you want to hold on to anymore? It's your choice. You can let it go, let it flow away, release it to the ether. Or you can continue to work with it. It's up to you. It is all your choice. It is all your life. Your life. You are the creator of it, right? So, but my question is the system broken? Is this system that we live in, like the great societal system that is concepted for us and taught to us for generations and generations and generations, is it broken because it is built on fear? Are we continuing to talk on a fear-based society? Like, oh, we have to do this because something bad's going to happen, or something contractive is going to happen if we don't do X, Y, and Z. Are all of our belief structures based off of something that is undesirable happening to us if we don't follow these particular set rules, right? And do we want to continue to believe in that system? Whether we're thinking about it from a religious standpoint, like we have to do these particular things, or we're going to go to a bad place, a quote unquote bad place, right? Do we want to believe in going, like doing these particular things, or we're not going to be successful? Well, what is success? What is, like, we have to break down all of these concepts for ourselves, and understand this is mine, this is not mine. This is mine. This is not mine. I am no longer afraid of whether or not I'm going to succeed, because I am going to be okay regardless. Now, to me, like for me, my personal success is a big dream, and big dream. And I'm putting it out there and I'm sharing it with you. Like I see, like speaking on stages in front of thousands upon thousands of people. Woo, yes, a little nerves coming up, but you know what? I'm putting it out there. I see, I'm standing there on this stage and I'm talking and I'm sharing these concepts and I'm opening people's eyes and creating more pathways for people to understand that, yes, it's my choice. I choose to do this. I choose to be a doctor. I choose to be a lawyer. I choose to be an entrepreneur. I choose to be a singer, a dancer, a actor, a volleyball coach. I don't know where that one came from, but I get to choose, not because this person over here or this quiz or this whatever said that this is what I was supposed to do, but this is just what feels good to me. Yes, this is what makes my heart soar. So I'm choosing to go down this pathway. I'm choosing for myself. And I encourage you to continue to say that to yourself. I am choosing for myself. I am letting go fear. I am stepping into the life that I want to lead. And how does that feel? How does it feel to step into the life that you want to lead? How does it feel to go down the pathway that feels good? That feels expansive, that feels just free. Freedom is a core desired feeling of mine, like feeling free, feeling financially free, feeling like time freedom, feeling the freedom in my body to like move and dance and be who I want to be. That is a value of mine. Freedom is this open expansion that I can do anything and everything that I want to. Hello, Pooji. How are you? Pooji says, I love it. Empowering. I'm so glad you do. I am so glad that you do. It feels so good. It feels so good when we make the choices that feel good. When we make the choices, and I said I was in a live inside another community called the Co-op, and if you follow my link, my Linktree link, which will be in the description of this video shortly, you will have access to my A Bubbly Life membership if you're not already a part of it. And I encourage you to get in now while the price is still what the price is, because it is going to continue to go up the more that we expand and the more goodness that we start putting into that community. So get in while you can, honey. Yes, feel that expansion and like tap into it and come and join us on this journey. So we have the Bubbly Life membership. There's also the link to all the different platforms in which I go live or post content to, from podcast to YouTube to business page, all sorts of goodness. And then different programs and stuff that you can also tap into if you feel so called to check those out as well. So there's so many avenues that you can really like hold on to and connect into. And it's so good. So good. But I was saying, the Co-op is also a link within that link tree. And in that community, I went live before I was live over here. And I brought up the idea that, like, without saying, no longer giving this like morality to different situations or things that have really no moral compass, like, giving something like this is bad and this is good and this is bad or this is good. It's not really bad or good. It's a thing. It is what it is. Now, based off of your feeling, you can say like, this doesn't feel good, or this feels contractive versus this feels expansive. And I heard this, I don't even know where I heard it initially, but I keep seeing it pop up over the last couple of days. And it really resonates with me. This concept of contractive versus expansive versus giving it like a bad or a good or whatever. Like, is this a happy feeling or is this like a not so happy feeling? Is this habit something that is going to continue to expand my me towards my goals, or is it going to like move me a little bit further away from my goals? And it's a beautiful, I love this concept, and I want to keep diving into it, right? It's such a great mindset shift, right? Nothing is innately bad or good. It just is. And it can expand or contrast depending on the person that is experiencing it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So how can we have more expansion in our life? The beginning of this conversation was about fear, right? So fear is a contractive feeling. I don't know about you, but like there's a saying of like cowering in fear. Do you like tend to like hold on to yourself or get under a blanket or go under a bed? I know like childhood me would do that. Like I definitely can't fit under my bed these days, but we tend to kind of contract in and try to do like protect our vital organs when that fear is triggered in our body. Our fight or flight is triggered. Either we're running somewhere and this girl doesn't run, or we're like ready to like knuck if you buck. But even so, if you've been trained to fight, you still put up your dukes. My mom used to say, put up your dukes. You put up your dukes, you put up your fists, and you're blocking your face, you're blocking your heart, you're blocking some of these vital organs so that other person who's coming at you isn't going to like take a shot at like the places that are going to knock you out immediately, right? So we are protecting ourselves, yes, but protection starts with a fear trigger, yes? And if we release some of this fear, and I'm not saying fear, like let go of all fear, have no fear, be like a 3-year-old trying to jump off the roof because they think they can fly. We don't do that because we know that on this earth, we have gravity and gravity is going to take us down to the ground. Yeah. So it's not about like, in that moment, it's not really fear of like falling. It's just an understanding of like how our physics work. So it's not about fear, right? So like it's understanding, getting more information, getting the information that we need to continue to proceed in the way that we want to go. And understanding that if something doesn't necessarily feel expansive, maybe that is not the pathway we want to take, or we want to get off the pathway as quickly as possible. Yeah. All right, so that's what I'm going to leave you with today. Pooji says, oh, that is a good way of feeling, contractive or expansive. Yes, right? Like, does that feel contractive or expansive? Yes, I love it. So that's what I have for you today. I'm going to go ahead and pop off. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. And I invite you to click on that Linktree link and come hang out with us in all the places and all the spaces. And I love you so, so much. Ciao.